It has emerged as a challenge to survival and existential threat to humanity, particularly those living in mountainous and small island countries. Let me elaborate a little bit on this. Climate change has offset the organic linkage between the mountains and seas. The melting of glaciers leads to the rise in sea level. The natural recharge system, which is critical to maintain temperature and humidify the land, has been increasingly affected by climate change due to irresponsible human activities. The contamination of the sources of water downstream leads to pollution with negative consequences on the biogeochemical cycle, which in turn disturbs the mountain's ecosystem as well. Our mountains, which occupy more than 15% of our landmass, and forests, with more than 45% of coverage, must be seen as global asset, calling for global attention in view of their significant contribution to check temperature rise. The mountains help keep air cool throughout the year and in all seasons below -50 degrees Celsius. The melting of snow is observed by rocks, which then discharge it in a normal way in the form of several rivers and tributaries, which help maintain downstream ecological balance. Likewise, forest contribution in carbon sequestration is equally important. It is worth mentioning that 60% or more than 60% of our land is dedicated to containing temperature rise. In this way, the contribution of both of our mountains and forests in maintaining environmental sustainability in a natural way is matchless. The irony is that the severest burden is felt by those who didn't commit any fault. This is unacceptable. So, we very much emphasize the need for effective implementation of climate justice principle. In order to address multiple global problems, I believe that the way forward should consist of three major approaches: the promotion of peace and interdependence among nations by strengthening and upholding multilateralism, the pursuit of mutual prosperity by both developing and developed countries, by protecting natural ecosystems and habitat, and inculcation of universal values among the peoples of the world. Excellencies, the era of relative peace and tranquility that has dawned on earth since the end of the Second World War has many causes behind it. But one of them is of paramount importance: interdependence among nations of the world. Just as no modern human being can live alone in the state of nature, no nation in today's world can sustain itself or even survive solely on its own in the absence of an international system that it is intricately embedded into. Indeed, the creation of worldwide networks beyond national borders have made it insuperably difficult and expensive to wage large-scale wars. The pursuit of peace has been a direct beneficiary of such integration. Interconnections and interdependence and integrative process and interdependence have in turn led to globalization, which has brought us all closer towards greater harmony and cooperation. Reversal of these gains under any pretext may invite untold consequences. Contrary to its underlying meaning, globalization has led to uneven global platforms where the benefits occurred by some advanced economies have sadly been at the expense of many developing ones. An immediate remedial approach should therefore be devised in order to create a world which belongs to everybody and which enables all humanity to live of peace, life of peace, harmony and prosperity. For attaining the goal of universal peace and harmony, the pursuit of mutual prosperity is the path that countries rich and poor are to work together. For ensuring mutual prosperity, we need to forge active partnership between governments, the private sector, and diverse social groups. In the international context, more advanced nations should encourage the flow of capital and technologies to the developing world and help the socio-economic transformation of less developed economies through enabling policies in development assistance, trade, investment, and technology transfer. They should also avoid restrictive policies that limit global mobility of people. When we think about partnership among nations, we must not forget that equity, justice, and shared benefit should be the outcome of such partnership based on the principles of sovereign equality, mutual respect, and benefit. Everyone has to sacrifice for a collective good, for prosperity cannot be achieved at the expense of others. Our collective efforts should be underpinned by universal values that all humanity share as its core norms. And these values are of peace, harmony, and tolerance among the peoples of the world. In today's age of fast-paced technological revolutions, we are set to be faced with such moral dilemmas as never faced by humanity in its history so far. Advancements in science and technology without an underlying system of moral and ethical values will not only bring disaster of incalculable magnitude, but may also wreak havoc to the very foundations of human civilization. We need to be prepared for the coming new age, not just with new intellectual tools, but also with commensurate moral compass and ethical standards that can help us negotiate the many dilemmas that it will bring. Excellencies, Our motherland